Let's talk about something that's becoming more and more a part of our daily lives: AI and our money. We're going to dive into a huge question today. How much can we, or should we, trust artificial intelligence with our finances? And this isn't some far off sci fi idea. It's happening right now in ways you probably don't even see.
So, I'll just ask you straight up, would you trust an AI with your money? I mean, if you knew an algorithm was calculating the tax on your morning coffee, would you just assume it got it right? Would you feel like your data is safe? It's a really big deal, and the answer, well, it's a lot more complicated than you might think.
To make this real, let's look at a massive example that's already in motion. In India, with over a billion people, AI systems are right at the heart of managing their goods and services tax, the GST. We're talking about a system that has to process an absolutely colossal amount of data from everyday purchases, all with the promise of making things more efficient and accurate. Now, on one hand, this is a huge step forward, right? AI can spot fraud, it can automate things with a kind of accuracy that's really tough for humans to match. But it also creates what a lot of experts call the black box problem. The decisions are made inside the super complex algorithm, and for most of us, we can't see inside or really understand how it works. And that black box leads to the biggest issue of all. How do we actually know that these systems are being fair? How can we be sure they're not accidentally overcharging people or that all our sensitive financial data is being kept secure? That lack of clarity, it can create a lot of suspicion. And if people don't trust the system, the whole thing could fall apart.
So, what is it that actually builds our trust in these AI-driven financial systems? That is the big question. And luckily for us, a recent research paper decided to find the answer by, talking to the actual people who use this system every single day. Okay, so a couple researchers, Madhubik Shapathi and P. Vinod Kumar, went out and surveyed 100 consumers in India. Their goal was pretty simple but really powerful. They wanted to figure out what real-world factors make or break our confidence when an AI is handling our taxes.
So they basically put two different ideas to the test. The first theory is what we could call the awareness theory. This is the common sense idea that, hey, if you just tell people an AI is involved and explain it a bit, they'll naturally trust it more. But the second idea, the features theory, says something different. It says trust isn't built on just knowing something. It's built on tangible things you can actually see and use, like digital receipts and clear security features. So the researchers gathered all the data, they crunched the numbers, and what they found? Well, it was genuinely surprising. It kind of flew in the face of what a lot of people assume about how we adopt new technology. So, what about that first idea, the awareness theory? Did it hold up? Does simply knowing that a sophisticated AI is working behind the scenes actually make people feel any better about the system being fair and transparent? The data was incredibly clear on this. The answer was a definite no. Just being aware that an AI was involved had pretty much zero meaningful impact on whether or not consumers trusted this system to be fair. And what's so interesting here is the data itself. So in statistics, you're looking for something called a p-value that's super low, like below 0.05, to show a real connection. And as you can see, the p-values here are all way, way higher than that. Basically, what this means is that any connection between awareness and trust was pretty much just random chance. There was no real link there at all. And the researchers themselves summed it up perfectly. They concluded that the whole idea that just being aware of the tech is enough to create trust, well, it does not hold. It's just not enough to actually build real confidence. Okay, so if just knowing about the AI isn't the key, then what is? This is where that second theory comes into play, and it's where we find the real answers. What the researchers found was overwhelming evidence that trust is built on proof, tangible things people can see and interact with. It's not about knowing an AI exists in the background. It's about what that AI shows you. It's the features that prove its accuracy and security that really matter. So what's the first key feature? It's the good old digital receipt. But think about it. It's so much more than just a confirmation email. It is your proof. It's a clear, itemized breakdown that shows you exactly what you paid for and exactly how the tax was calculated. It literally makes the invisible visible. Next up is something called transparent tracking. This is all about giving you the confidence that the AI is actively double-checking things behind the scenes. It's that reassurance that the system isn't just working for the government, it's working for you, making sure the numbers are right. And finally, we have data security. And let's be honest, this one is completely non-negotiable. People have to feel certain that their personal and financial info is locked down tight and protected. It's really the foundation that all other trust is built on. And look at this. The data here tells a completely different story from before. You can see these really strong positive correlations. So, for example, the link between AI tracking and feeling secure is a solid 0.571. Same goes for digital receipts and trusting the price you paid. These are not random at all. These are powerful, statistically significant relationships. When people see these features, their confidence just skyrockets. So what does all of this mean in the real world? The great thing about this study is that it doesn't just point out the problem. It gives us clear, actionable steps for building AI systems that aren't just smarter, but are also fairer and way more trustworthy. So first up, designers have to prioritize something called explainable AI, or XAI, which basically just means building systems that can explain why they made a certain decision. Second, companies should use digital receipts as actual trust-building tools. Third, they need to not only beef up data security, but also clearly tell us how we're being protected. And finally, governments need to create regulations that put consumer rights and feedback right at the center of everything. So when you boil it all down, you get to this one crucial point. We can't just build a powerful AI and then cross our fingers and hope people will trust it. Trust isn't something that just happens. It has to be a core feature. It has to be intentionally and thoughtfully designed right into the system from the very beginning. And you know, this whole thing goes way beyond just taxes in India. As AI starts to manage more and more of our lives, our finances, our healthcare, even our legal system, the lessons from this study are universal. And it leaves us with one final thought to chew on. As AI takes on more responsibility, what tangible proof, what verifiable features will it take to earn your trust?